Welcome back to the Ascent Trading YouTube channel. This is going to be a short video basically going through our Discord and just how to navigate it when you first enter. I'm going to put this video right into the welcome to Ascent Trading page, and you guys will be able to see it as soon as you join the Discord. Before we start going to the Discord, I'm going to link it on screen right here, and I'm going to also link it down in the description. So come join us over here. We have a lot of basic, easy to understand tutorial guides, and we do have a lot of information over there. We do have a course as well. Most of the information is on YouTube. It's just more in a broad sense, and our course is more detailed and has more meat to it. So first, as you enter the Discord, you will come to the welcome page, where there are 3 things that you should do before going into trading or going to the Discord, right? First, what you want to do is you want to go to the rules tab. Now, we're not serious, dude. We're a trading community, okay? Be respectful, be professional. Obviously, none of us are professionals, so we can't, say that we're pros at callouts and you shouldn't take random people's technical advice and all that, Just, that's what I'm saying. Obviously, no self-promotion. We don't need other people coming in here and promoting their shit. This is my sort of deal, and I run it, so privacy and safety, obviously, don't share your personal details with anyone. I will never DM you personally. I will always DM you through here. Stay on topic, obviously. This is a little loose. We don't really care, obviously. Have fun. Don't go off the chain, though, And, be helpful, be knowledgeable. If someone's struggling, give them a hand. If you're struggling, ask for help. We're trying to build a community here. We're trying to get better together. The next tab on our welcome channel is going to be roles. Now, automatically when you join, you are assigned a paper pusher role. That's nothing derogatory. It's just what you are. You are a paper trader. You are inexperienced in the market. However, if you have experience, you have one of 4 options here. You're a shareholder, you're an options gambler, you're a futures fiend, or you're a crypto ape. Now, these all have relevance with each other. They're all traders. We all do different types of stuff, right? Some people do funded futures. I do options. Some people do crypto. We're all a community. Just make sure to identify what you're doing so that people can help you in other ways, and so can I. The last tab on our welcome channel is the most important, and that's the beginner guide. So when we click on the beginner guide, the first thing that we're going to see is step 0, reading the rules. We've already done this. That's what the video has covered so far. Step 1 is learning the basics. What we offer in the Discord is my private course. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, oh, you're a guru, you're blah, 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 blah. These are literal basic trading ideas. That's why it's $150. It's cheap, and it's basic knowledge. If you have 0 knowledge in the market, that is probably the best piece of material that I can give you personally. We also have a lot of free content here on YouTube. What we do is on YouTube, we keep it a little more broad. In the course, we went over it in great detail. Okay, the course is 15 hours long. That is a lot of my trading knowledge for the past 4 years. Step 2 is learning the market. Now, over on the Discord, we have a resources tab. This resources tab requires every tool that we use to indicate moves in the market. We have Forex Factory for our high data economic news like CPI and PPI. We have Truth Social, Donald Trump's page, because Donald Trump has become a core part of stock trading. We have both the Unusual Whale accounts over on X. Those are great volume indicators and option callouts. And then we have CNBC, which we use for pre-market headlines. Going back to the beginner guide, these are simple tools to read the market, how the market flows, and these are a good way to find out what works for you and what doesn't. Basically, what you want to use to help your trading become profitable. Step 3 is picking a brokerage. Now, when you go to pick a brokerage, it is the most crucial part of what you're trading, because this is your interface. This is what you're looking at every day. This is what you're taking orders on. This has everything to do with what you're trading. So the first question we're going to ask ourselves is, do we have capital, right? Do you have a job? Do you have stable income? Are you investing long term? And what I'll say is, if you're doing what I do, and if you're doing the shares route, you want to have a live account because that way you can invest with $1, you can invest with $1,000. If you're doing options trading like I do, you want to have anywhere from $200 to $500 to start. Obviously, if you do not have the capital, you want to take the funded route. You want to pay $150 for an eval. You want to get that the 50K account, and then you can trade with that. I don't know fundeds just yet. I'm dipping my toes in slowly, and I will not tell you to grab a funded account because I do not know fundeds. So when we're looking at live accounts, what we're looking at is Robinhood, Webull, which is what I use, and Fidelity. Or I believe there's a few other investment banks, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Charles Schwab. You can use those banking apps as well to invest in stocks. I know some people who have the Charles Schwab app. It's a very good interface. I like it a lot from what I've seen. Um, I just started on Webull, and that's what I'm comfortable with. And I mean, I'm a little off put by the Chinese parent company thing, but who cares? They own us anyways. If you're going the funded route, you want to go to TopStep, Apex, Tradeify, Lucid, or Alpha. Those are 5 huge options that all have good payouts, not a lot of problems, great customer service. With the research that I have done on what prop firm that I want to start using when I do eventually try fundeds, these are the 5 that I've kind of got it down to. So obviously do your own research, and I will not tell you to take any of these. Step 4 is just watching and trading. Now, we want to analyze the market. We want to analyze how it moves. We want to analyze the flow. We want to get comfortable with the way that we know how the market's going to move, right? It's not just trading blindly, right? We're kind of preparing ourselves to learn trading. We're learning how candlesticks moves, what can happen, what can form, right? We're just seeing it for the first time. So it's good to get some exposure. Now, step 5 is taking that exposure and actually applying it because we want to practice, right? And I'm not going to tell you to take trades with live money right off the rip. If you have no idea what you're doing, please, please, please paper trade. Paper trading is the perfect way to get comfortable and confident in the market. I paper traded personally for 6 to 7 months. I know what I said. 6 to 8 months, and god damn it, it helped me so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, when I got in the live market, it was a complete crash. I completely shit a brick because my psych wasn't right. But that's another part of this, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We want to virtually trade with fake money so that we can learn where to enter, what a loss feels like, what a win feels like, where to take profits, right? We want to feel how it means to trade with fake money before we do it with real money. And we'll focus on risk management, we'll focus on psychology, we'll focus on just taking good A-plus setups before we invest with any sort of real capital. And now step 6 is a little optional. Explore channels. You can go through all of our channels and look at anything, but what I'll tell you is this, right? You want to try. And it may not work for you right off the rip. You may have days where you're losing constantly or you're in constant drawdown and you're wondering, God, why won't this work? And the real bitch of it is that you want to take those days and learn from them. You want to apply something different every day so that you're making yourself better over time. And eventually, you'll finite the process so it's perfect. Now, I'll tell you this. If you want to streamline that process, go buy the course. It's really cheap, and it's a lot of good information about how to trade. I'm not offering, the golden goose on trading that no one's ever talked about. It's simply the basics, but it's my basics that I use to make a crap ton of money. I made 100% on CoreWeave today. I believe it was 460 bucks in profit, and I'm still holding one position into tomorrow. So, all of this has great relevance with each other because this is every step that I've taken to become a profitable trader. So this is what I'm trying to teach you guys. And of course, what I did leave out in this step is your psych. And that'll develop over time because I don't think you can really teach psychology. I think you really have to get exposure and experience, and then you can really kind of absorb new psychology, right? I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys to go into the market full port every day, know what you're doing. No, there's going to be days where you're confused. There's going to be days where you don't take a trade. There's going to be days where you take a loss. And then, it's just all how you deal with it, how you can comprehend it, how you can bounce back or continue a key line of momentum through your trades. And that'll affect your daily life, right? Psychology is the most important part of the market because it involves everything. You could be having terrible family issues, you could be having terrible relationship issues, and that'll affect your trading. Excuse me. Oh, that's good. When that affects you, step away from the charts. If you cannot handle the outside pressure into your job, we'll call it, because this is a full-time job, I'd say. Not really, because I can do it while I'm doing a full-time job, but this requires a lot of focus. This requires a lot of skill. This requires a lot of knowledge. If you can master all parts of it, and you can master everything, you'll realize that it automatically requires you to master your life. It changes the way you think about everyday life and getting up. It changes the way you think about people. It changes the way you think about your environment. And I'll speak on this a little bit because this is what I'm recently going through. When you're trying to be successful, your environment is so important. Having a good routine, eating right, having a good social life, having a good work-life joy balance, it's all relevant to each other, but it's just so hard to nail every day. And I'll leave it on this. This is not anything difficult, right? You don't need to really buy this course. You don't need to put in work. Realistically, you need 6 months of focused either exposure or knowledge, knowledge consumption of this skill to really learn it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that you need a mentor or you need to go buy every course in the market. You simply just need to focus. You need to lock in. You need to learn a skill. And it's as simple as that. So this has been the tutorial to the Discord. Join us. Become one of the ascenders in the trading space. Let me teach you something about making your money work for you. This is pretty self-explanatory. If you guys can't understand this, you're fucking cooked. I don't know what to tell you.